But the leader is Apple, of course, and that sleek high-tech gadget could well have introduced a category killer. And our next guest is one of the few people on the planet who have gotten a chance to play with that new device. Walt Mossberg, personal technology columnist for the Wall Street Journal, wrote about it in today's paper in rather glowing terms in many paragraphs. He joins us from Vegas to tell us how it works and how it compares to the newest Palm and Samsung competitors. Good to see you, Walt.
Good to see you, Sue.
So what did you think?
I do think it is what you call the category killer, potentially. I have to say quickly that this is not my review of the device. You know that I never review products until I've been able to use them for much longer than the 20 minutes or so I had my hands on it on Tuesday at the introduction. But it's obvious to me that there is no cell phone, smartphone, handheld device with the kind of screen and the kind of power that this thing has, and yet it's very thin. And given the Apple brand and their usual way of packaging things, I think this is going to pose a very severe challenge to Palm, which makes the Trio, to RIM, which makes the BlackBerry, to Motorola and Nokia and Samsung.
Yeah, we saw the reaction in the stocks of those companies that you just mentioned after the release of the iPhone. I mean, RIM literally just got trounced in the market. And I know that you're going to do a fuller review, Walt, but just at first glance in using it, what did you think?
It feels great in the hand. The screen is just nothing short of spectacular. And that's not just eye candy. It lets you, when you have a great screen and you have a powerful operating system, this thing runs, Sue, a version of the Macintosh operating system, which is meant for a full computer. So when you have a great screen and you have a powerful operating system, you can do a lot of sophisticated things. For instance, say you're scrolling through a long list of songs or a long list of emails or a long list of names in an address book. You just sort of flick your finger on it. This is something Apple has filed for a patent on. And 40 or 30 or 20 names will just scroll up the list. And it actually has a kind of visual effect when it stops that looks like a roulette wheel settling down. And it's hard to describe, but it's extremely effective. If you want to zoom in on a photo, they have an effect called pinching. You just take your two fingers and literally, as if it was a physical object, you do this, photo gets smaller. You do this, photo gets bigger.
That's very cool. What about the price point, though, Walt? I mean, we've been talking to a number of people, and we get very divided opinions about whether or not the price point will hinder Apple's ability to appeal to the broader market. Or is it simply that Apple doesn't...
It's $499, and it's important to note that is a high price point for a device like this. But I have to say, they never at Apple try to go after the broader, they're not going after people who are buying $49 flip phones. This is for people that are today carrying an iPod and a phone. Remember, there's a full-blown, complete iPod in this thing, not some crippled music and video player like you get in most phones. So if you're buying a $199 iPod Nano, which isn't even the most expensive iPod, and you say you have a $299 Trio or something, this is about the cost of the two of those things. It's a little less, or it's about the cost of the two of those things combined. But you got to bear in mind, the iPod, when it came out in 2001, cost $400 and was by far the most expensive music player, and it still took over.
Okay, well, I got to leave it there. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you. We've had so much breaking news this hour. We look forward to your full review, though, very soon.
All right, Sue, take care.
You too. Next, we're coming up on the hour mark. We'll check in with our market reporters.